I don't know what happened to Tony, but we're letting some people in the door. So unless she
Excuse me.
jumped off, hang on, let me see if we can find her. All right, door is opening. We got some folks coming in. This is good. Open up the door a couple minutes before, which is good. So got my Jimmy John so I could celebrate with everybody.
Uh, you know
got
what?
my What's that?
I just got my water.
Yeah, got my iced tea. So I got my iced tea.
Okay. I've been doing this fasting,
Um,
intermittent fasting. So I mean, I should be eating right now, but I didn't stop to get anything.
so what are you doing? 12 or 14 hours?
16.
Oh, 16. Okay. How long
Yeah.
you been doing that?
This is the second week.
Okay.
It,
Okay. Cool.
some days, you're really hungry, and then some days I don't even miss it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I know. I try to do 12 to 14, but I know, it's funny that 11th hour is always like, I could really eat. But if you
yeah,
wait like 10 minutes, you're like, okay, I can make it.
yeah.
After that, it doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
yeah.
In the 2 weeks I got on the scale this morning, 3 pounds.
Okay. All
So,
right. Well, it's
uh,
good for you too, though, in a lot of other ways.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
all right, cool. We got some people in. I'm going to slide this over so I can see the chat. Welcome, Lloyd. Tony Lunch knows you made first 25. Okay, good. Tony's squaring away. Hey, Sherry, how you doing? Cynthia, hello. So we're going to be doing a lot of interaction in our chat area. Still got some people loading in. That's good. We'll give it a minute before we introduce our sponsor. This is good. Got the Hancock building. Is that what's dividing your ace? That's a Hancock building in the shadow, right, Brent?
Uh, I
There's,
believe it is.
yeah,
Yes.
that's a
Or
Hancock.
that or the Sears Tower.
Nah, that's not the top of the Sears. I'm
No,
pretty sure that's a
it's the
Hancock.
Hancock. Yes, the
Yeah,
Hancock.
I got engaged on the at the 95th floor up
On the
there.
95th. Oh, wow.
That's where I asked Christine to marry me. So right up there.
Oh, so sentimental value there, huh? And
A
it
little bit,
closed. Yeah.
little bit.
I
All
wish it
right.
didn't close.
Yeah, I know. I heard it closed. I don't know if they ever reopened it or did anything
No, they
with it.
didn't. They
Oh,
didn't.
really? Hmm.
No.
All right, Mari, hello. Spreadsheet ready to go. That's good. Mari, it's going to be a little later when we get to it. We'll talk about some concepts ahead. Jill, yes, you guys are all muted. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, yeah, no problem. You're good to go. Tamara, good. Betsetta, good to see you. And yeah, Tony's got you all muted. So communication through the chat is going to be optimal. All right, guys, it is 12:01. We're going to respect those that started on time and get started on time ourselves and get you guys out because my time blocking says I got to be done by 1, but you guys might be done a little sooner. We'll see. In the meantime, we got to get to our sponsor, and we've got Brent Garrett in here who took care of our first 25 folks that registered, hooked them up with some sandwiches. I've known Brett, geez, Brett going 4 or 5 years now, I think. Yeah,
Yes. Yep.
probably 4 or 5 years. Brett's been with Ace Relocation for just under 14 years. And I'll let him tell you a little bit about Ace Relocation. But I will tell you, as a sponsor is concerned, we use Brent, that is for moving us from our office, but he also does residential moves. He's done some residential moves for us cross country and from Chicago to Florida and things of that nature, but they'll also handle the local stuff. Just happy to say, proud to say, Brent's a friend of mine and a great moving company resource. With that, Brent, the floor is yours.
Well, thanks, Rich. Thank you and your team for providing the opportunities that you've given us in the past and looking forward to the future. Like you said, I've been around with ACE Relocation Systems almost 15 years now, 15 years in May. So I guess time flies when you're having fun. We're a
Linked,
full.
LinkedIn had you at 14. That's where I got that information. So
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
that I need to update that. That's on me.
no
uh,
problem.
so, so we're a full service moving and storage company. So we do have the capability not just to move residentials customers, but also the companies themselves. We're nationwide. So if you have someone who's entertaining the thought of moving somewhere else into this market, we can definitely move them here. So that's one of the advantages that we have over other local moving companies here in Illinois. We've been around since 1968, so we have a proven record of doing quality work. We in the full service packing. Well, the full services that we provide, we do full service packing. We do car transportation, and also other services. Rich and I actually were part of a group and use some of those guys to help us out with our clients. So we do have access to other trades as well. Uh, Me myself, I like to be personally involved in all my moves. So I know most companies you'll have a dedicated move coordinator, but with me, I like to start with me because normally I'm the person who can answer the question and say yes or no. So I don't like to have my clients calling around to get transferred 3 or 4 times. I'm the point person, so that's how I like to operate. Uh, I know some of you guys may already have a team that you have assembled, but all I ask is for opportunity. And we do offer not just in-home estimates, we do also virtual estimates. So we do have that capability, and it's very accurate. So that's what I like to use, especially when I have clients who are moving into this market. All right,
Very nice, sir.
Brent Garrett, Ace Relocation Systems.
Brent, couple things. You did get an endorsement from Linda Dressler. She said she loves AC Relocation, recommends
Oh,
you to all of her clients. She's online. So
yeah.
that's
Hi,
good.
Linda.
So she
Yeah,
says thank you. And then
thank you.
his information is definitely in the contact list. And then, Brent, one quick question for you. I know sometimes our clients have to do a little temporary move deal where, maybe their house isn't ready or they haven't been able to close in the new house. Do you guys do storage of household goods as well?
Yes, we do. And everything, first of all, when we come in, we pad everything up and we keep the pads on and store it inside our warehouses. We have 10 warehouses located throughout the United States. Here in the Chicagoland area, we're located in Bartlett. So when that client is ready to have their items moved, we just simply take them out of the vaults, load them in the trucks, and deliver them out. Very easy, simple process.
Fantastic. Looks like you're going to be moving some clients of ours from Florida back to Chicago. So yeah, that's good. Another Chicago to Florida move. This one's coming home though.
Yeah, that's what I just found out this morning or
Yeah,
yesterday.
that's
So,
good. That's
yeah,
good. Well,
thank
thank
you.
you. Anybody got any questions for Brent or moving? If not, we're going to jump into this. Let's see. Brent, Jill wants to know if you do in-state moves. I'm just going to say yes. He would definitely do Arlington
Yes,
Heights, Algonquin all day long.
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
That's right in
definitely.
my
And maybe,
wheelhouse.
yeah, maybe a question not asked in here, but that's a great question, certainly, Jill, because we've talked a lot of out-of-state moves. Is there a move that's too small?
No,
Okay,
no move is too small or
perfect.
too
Love,
big
love that.
for that matter.
All right. Last question I have. So I'm just hoping to get some questions out. The last good question I have, though, is what would you say to a client who wants to use pods versus you? And by the way, we didn't plan any of this. I am definitely putting Brent on the spot,
Okay,
but I'm just kind of curious.
good question. One thing I didn't mention, we're part of Atlas Van Lines. We're actually one of their top agencies. All the major relocation companies used to provide the pod services. And not to knock on pods, but there's a lot of damage claims. The reason is you load them yourself or have someone else load them. So if you don't have the knowledge of how to load a pod, and some folks don't, just be aware that some of you're probably going to set yourself up for some damaged goods. Not to say it doesn't happen in our business, but more so than in the pods program.
Makes sense. All right, Brent. I appreciate you greatly. Appreciate your friendship. Thank you again for taking care of our clients and lunch for our folks here. So
All
in
right.
the chat room, we appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Stay warm.
For sure, for sure. All right, let's see here. Brent's information again is in the chat. We are going to go jump into where's my presentation? Cancel. Uh, should be. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Closed down a few things because my internet was a little unstable and it looks like I might have closed where I had our PowerPoint. So that'll take me just a second to open that back up. And that's done, separated, good. And that's the PDF. Perfect. All right, we are good. Move that over. And now let's do the share the right way. Sorry about that, guys. Now, like I said, we had a little instability in the internet, and I just wanted to make sure that I had a couple different things closed. And we are a go. Perfect. All right, we've got our PowerPoint up. Now, one thing about this relative to the PowerPoint, and I just got to put the chat back on my screen. All right, we're awesome shape. One thing about the PowerPoint is, as I was going through this for you guys and did several different little trials. This is a little bit of a new, it's definitely new for me, this PowerPoint, but it's basically we're talking about all the same themes and things that I practice. But we did change the PowerPoint up in the presentation up from last week. So as we were going through some of this stuff, I got some great content. The point that I'm trying to make is that aside from the PowerPoint slides, there's going to be some things that we talk about verbally that are going to be really good takeaways for you from you guys. All right. That being, it's okay to be late, Melissa. You're good. I've got the chat room open, so we're good there. All right, guys. Let's see here. Perfect. Let's get on with this. So, what we need for success in 26 is, so one of the things, I'm going to go back that slide. So you guys in the last quarter, lenders, realtors have spent the last quarter, maybe even January, setting up your goals. And the goals are great, but you got to have a plan. So hopefully when you were determining, hey, I want to do 24 sides this year, I want to do 48 sides of real estate this year. You actually also put a plan in place. So we've got goals, we got plans. That was probably all done within the last 60 days as you guys prepared for 2026. Put in the chat, by the way, if you have your goals and your plans. Just wanted to see how many folks got goals and plans all set up in the chat. Throw it in there. All right. Oh, lots done, done, done. Yep. Ooh, in the process. Okay. That's okay, Celeste. This is going to help you out. A lot of folks have their goals and plans. I love that. I love that. Who's my first goal and plans person that said yes? Anthony. Anthony said yes. Oh, wait. Mari's got her goals and plans. Okay, good. So, Mari, by the way, you got your goals and plans. I have a little, let's see, we're giving away a couple prizes because we want to make sure people are interactive. We give away a lot of goofy, fun socks. So, you are going to get some socks for being the first one to respond. So, we're going to have some fun today, guys. We're also going to learn something, and we're also going to figure out how to set up, how to take those goals and those plans and put them into our schedule. So, creating a schedule is what we're going to work on, and we're going to work on knowing your numbers. Let's talk about the only reason I'm talking about me. Maybe some people in here don't know who I am, but I want to let you know that all the things that I'm responsible for, I could never do it without being time blocked and having a plan. So I want to talk about some of the things I'm responsible for that you guys may not even know about. Certainly not going to tell all my real estate agents that I'm a regional manager. What do you care? I mean, frankly, but being a regional manager with 14 offices around the country does mean I have other managers that come to me for questions, responsibility, accountability, coaching, you name it. So there's definitely people that are coming to me for that stuff. Being a branch manager with 22 employees between myself and a couple small satellites branches, that is also a big deal to have to manage a team that big. We also manage a processing center that processes loans for a half a dozen branches around the country, 4 across country, not all of them in my region. And last but not least, the thing I really love to do, and I wouldn't care about any of the first 3, as long as I could do the last thing, which is be involved in individual originations. My team of Kareen, Gunnar, and Nolan, we generated about closed over 110 units last year for just over 34 million. That's really where my passion is. The reason I talk about all this stuff, guys, is because without a schedule, there's no chance I'm balancing this out. There's no chance we're hitting our goals. Our team will generate, just so you know, we will generate on average 75 to 80 warm leads a month. We're going to talk about warm leads because without warm leads, you don't sell property and you don't list property. So definitely going to talk about them. We track metrics and we talk about knowing your numbers. This morning, we had 70 warm leads that had come in. We've converted 87% of those into applications. What that means to you guys is I know my numbers because I have a great schedule, and I'm going to show you guys where you can track your numbers. But at 87%, it means that 9 out of the 10 referrals you give me, we're turning into applications, which means we're getting answers back to you, whether or not you've got good buyers to work with, which will eventually lead to commission checks. Now, let's see here. All right. Oops, I went ahead one. What we believe about planning is that a well-planned schedule isn't just about managing time, it's about managing energy, priorities, and focus. When you take control of your days, you take control of your success. By the way, we have a little Canva has been playing hell with us, and that control of success, we realize there's no space there, but Canva being what it is, just what it is. The more important part is that if you've got a great schedule, you can get to the plan, which will get you to your goals. Now, let's go here. Okay. Um, as far as why scheduling matters for the following reasons. Number one, if you have a schedule, you are definitely going to be more productive than if you don't. It also takes away stress. You know, if you have no idea what you're supposed to do that day, you get to the end of the day and you're like, what the heck did I do? I didn't accomplish anything, but you didn't have anything on your schedule to accomplish anyway. You woke up, you checked your email, you maybe made a few phone calls, you got a few things, maybe rabbit holed some social media. The bottom line is without a schedule, you didn't execute your plan. So if you don't want to be stressed out at the end of the day, believe it or not, having a schedule is important. Also will help you maintain some work-life balance. And we're going to talk about that when I show you guys how to build a schedule. The first thing I'm going to put in and the first thing I'm going to talk about is personal. I schedule the personal stuff first because honestly, guys, if we don't take care of the family and the ones that we love, none of this other stuff matters. Period. End of story. Now, the last part, of course, is being more accountable and being more efficient because I know what I'm supposed to do, what day I'm supposed to do, what hour I'm supposed to do, and I'm definitely going to get that stuff done. Now, one quick thing about scheduling. A lot of people say, well, I don't like the schedule because the reason I got into real estate or mortgage lending is that I wanted to be my own boss. I didn't want to be tied down to something like a schedule. Now, what I'm going to share with you guys, and I've talked to this ad nauseum for a decade. Look, you're a business owner. You're a real estate agent who runs a real estate business to generate leads. As a business owner, you should have a set time to start. Starbucks didn't open at 8:30 this morning because they felt like it. Starbucks opened at 5:30 because we all need coffee. So the point of the matter is you should have a set time and a set schedule to run your business. Another thing about that, I was very, very, very anti-schedule. I don't need to be tied down. I love my freedom. A lot of us got into this industry because we do. Believe it or not, having a tight schedule will give you more freedom. Try it. It works famously. And hopefully that you guys agree with that. Just looking at some of the notes. Okay, good. All right. 19 new messages. All right, good deal. Okay, so want to move on to the next slide. Perfect. Key principles of an effective schedule. So one of the things I want to talk about, and then I'll go back through the notes. I want to make sure I didn't miss any questions on all of these. But one of the things I want to talk about is how you prioritize the important tasks. In this part is actually going to help you if you're thinking about building a team. Many people, many real estate agents do not have a team. If you apply this Eisenhower matrix to the things that you do, it's going to help you build a team. Let me show you how. First and foremost, the first thing on the matrix is money-making activities. So these are the things, I call them green time. If I'm talking to a home builder, if I'm talking to a borrower, or if I'm meeting with a real estate agent or talking to a real estate agent, those are all green time issues. Those are things that can lead to us closing a loan. That's green time. If I'm working on my social media, guess what I'm not doing? Talking to a customer. Social media cannot buy, so Instagram is going to call me up and say, hey, I need to list my home. That does not count as green time. Working on my CRM does not count as green time because my CRM is not going to call me and say, hey, I want to buy a new house in Bartlett. It's not going to happen. So the urgent stuff, the important stuff is the stuff that would lead you to the sides that you want to close. The next category is important but not urgent. This is the place where we're going to spend time to do our marketing, do our social media, take training so we can get our certifications, so we can be up to date. Attending this class would be important but not urgent. Now, excuse me, urgent but not important. Yes, we do need to answer emails, but we don't need to answer emails all day. So we're going to show you how to schedule this so you're out of your emails and spending more time in the productive time. Then you've got, last but not least, neither urgent nor important, things that you could minimize or eliminate entirely. This is also a good way to start figuring out what exactly you could actually start delegating to a virtual assistant. I firmly believe that if somebody wants to build a team, a virtual assistant is probably the first step to take. I have a lot of successful agents, some of them are on this call, who have already taken that leap of faith, pulled in a virtual assistant, and it's made them more productive. The question everybody has is, what am I going to give the virtual assistant? When you list the things that you do and the things you list the things that you do and then determine the things you should be delegating, it makes it pretty easy. We're going to do a quick little test and I want you guys to take this down. This is not part of the slide, so hopefully you're taking some notes here. I want people to put into the chat. I want people to put into the chat. How many hours a week on average do you work? Just throw in, I'm just going to try to take an average of what I think. How many hours a week? 25, Anthony. Good job. He got Mari on that one. All right, 60, 20, 50, 30, 40. Okay, good. Good, good, good. All right, good. I see a lot of 30s. So we're going to take, I didn't do the math on 30, but we're going to play around with that. Now, average commission income, if you're working 30 hours, we'll say, give me a guess of where you think somebody, and I'm going to let you guys pick the numbers and I want to show you the math. If somebody's working 30 hours a week, what should they be having in gross commission income for the year? Throw out some numbers, new numbers. I'll start after Jeff. Thanks for that, by the way. Anthony, by the way, I think you were the first to respond. You, sir, won a nice CCM baseball hat. Congratulations. All right. So how much? So 30 hours a week, I'm looking at 100K, 100K. Melissa, wow, 30 hours a week and still pulling in 100. You guys are ambitious. I love this. This is perfect. You're welcome. All right, 30 hours a week and people, that the consensus is 100. So we're going to take that math real quick. So, and I'm going to do some math for you here. So 30 hours a week times 52 weeks is 1,560. So if you're working 30 hours a week for 52 weeks, it's 1,560. That does not include any vacations you might take. Now, let's take that gross commission income of 100,000, divide it by 1,560. You guys would be making $64 an hour. Now, the question that I have for you, when you make a list of the things that you do, what is not a $64 an hour job? There's a lot of things you guys do during the day that isn't $64 an hour. And a virtual assistant, Mari uses a virtual assistant, and there's probably some other folks in here that use virtual assistants. Like, what does a virtual assistant cost? Ballpark. Throw out some numbers in the chat. You guys are doing great with this. So Lloyd said the virtual assistant can check email, call back. Let's see here, 8 hours. Okay. So what do you guys think of virtual assistant? How much money would it cost a month for a virtual assistant? Nobody knows. Mari has a virtual assistant. Oh, $200 a month. Okay. $200 a month for it, $400 a month. Cool. Mari has a virtual assistant. She pays $400 a month. $400 a month. Ballpark, Mari, how many hours a week do you get out of that virtual assistant for that? Don't mean to put you on the spot, but you and I have had this conversation. Tamika's at 1280 a month. Tamika, okay. This is ridiculous, guys. Mari at $400 a month gets 20 hours a week of work. Now that's great. The math is ridiculously off the chart. If you're making $64 an hour, you could for sure afford a virtual assistant. But what do you have them do? So I'm going to end on this particular slide with start writing down the things that you do and determine what isn't $64 an hour work. So thank you guys for that. I know I do have some referrals for if somebody's looking for some virtual assistants. Send me an email. I'll get you some names for from some of my agents who are using virtual assistants. Didn't mean to go off on a tangent here, but I did want to spend some time on this. Also spend some time showing you guys how to figure out what your hourly rate is. Now, all right. Now, as far as I'm going to move some of my so as far as an effective schedule, one of the things about an effective schedule is dedicating specific time for specific activities. We're going to show you guys how to do that. Flexibility. So this is our poll time, by the way. So we have, if this is another issue that people have with I'm going to move the poll out of my way. This is another people have with saying, oh my God, I can't time block because things come up. Okay. The whole concept of having a time block schedule, let's say in the morning from 10 to 12, you're going to be calling your database, checking in with them, forwarding them, whatever you want to call it. But this is your particular day when you're going to call your database. The night before at 5 o'clock, somebody who's been watching your email listings and been looking at all the listings calls you and says, oh my God, this property just hit the market in Naperville. I know they go fast. I want to go see it tomorrow at 10 o'clock. By the way, that's the time you're going to be calling your database. You do need to be flexible and do that. So our question is, when a money-making opportunity pops up outside of my schedule, should I do it? And the answer is 20 out of 23 said adjust, absolutely adjust. Follow the money. The activities the whole reason you're calling your customers is to get that opportunity to go show that property in Naperville. The point of the matter is if you have a schedule, you haven't failed if you ran out to do a listing at the same time you were supposed to update your CRM, work on your social media, move it. There's likely a time in the afternoon where you can take your calls and slide it to the afternoon. You have a time block schedule. You can be flexible. Always, always, always prioritize the green time. Signing a buyer's agent, making a listing presentation, showing somebody a home, that takes over anything else. By the way, you're not a failure at time management because you went out and showed a house in Naperville. You were actually successful and you know, hey, I didn't get to this today. I've got to slot it somewhere else in my schedule. So it's okay to move things around. That's the biggest thing. People are like, oh my God, I'm a failure at that. All right, thank you guys on the poll. I appreciate that. We're going to end. Oh, I could share the results. Well, that's kind of cool. All right. So we're sharing the results of the poll just so you can see that. The other thing too is energy management. This is one of the keys for time blocking. I might have one of my loan partners come up to me and say, hey, look, as we were processing this file, something came up that the client didn't tell us about. And now we have a challenge where this transaction might not go through. I'm not really sure how to fix it. It's 4:35. Can you take a look at it? Well, I will tell you that most likely I'm going to be a little fried towards the end of the day. Where I'm going to be a hell of a lot more focused is first thing in the morning. And so managing my energy and managing my time, if I take this file on and try to fix this, it might take me an hour. Tomorrow morning, it might take me 20 minutes because I'm fresh, I'm clear. Now, not everybody's a morning person. If 4:45 is your power time and they throw that challenge at you, sure, go ahead and eat it up. but know where your energy is, know where you want to do the high brain tasks and maybe the lesser things like dealing with social media in the afternoon. All right. Okay, good. Mari did say that I already have the, we're going to stop the sharing for that. Close that out. Okay. Next slide. All right. So this is the power. We're getting close to the point where we can start building out the schedule. We're going to have some fun in the chat in a second, though. So on building out the schedule, let's see, I have to read the top. Okay. So structuring your weekly schedule. One of the things that you want to do is plan your week in advance. Really, really critical. I usually on Saturday will look at the next week and clean my schedule up. And I'm going to show you guys an example of what that looks like in a second. But I'm going to clean my schedule up. I might look at my schedule and say, that's there, but it's not the most important thing that we need to do. Let's either reschedule it, get it off, or delegate it. I'm looking at the entire week. I'm also might be looking at the week to go, hey, I've got an open evening. Maybe that's the perfect night for date night. We'll talk about that a little bit in a second. I want to look at key things that I'm doing next week, list out some of my goals next week. When I look at my whole schedule, review appointments, review commitments, you name it. I might have a Thursday afternoon where I was going to record a bunch of videos, but realize I'm jumping on a plane that afternoon and it might be time to pack. I've got to move the time that I'm going to do the videos to another time in my schedule. I only know that because I reviewed next week on Saturday or worst case Sunday. I should definitely not be rolling into Thursday on that day going, oh, I got to shoot videos at the airport. Like nobody's going to love that. So the point of the matter is I'm going to look at it on a Saturday, plan that whole week out so I know what's going on. Now, work-life balance. I've mentioned this before. We're going to have some fun with this. So one of the things that I look at on Saturday is I find out what night's available so that I can have a date night with my wife. We do it, every week religiously. Why do I want to do that every week? Primarily because somebody's going to take that time if I don't block it out. Like, how many times are you getting calls like, hey, we've got this event, Northwest Business, Schaumburg Business, GOA, Main Street Organization of Realtors. They all have events. Look, I got to still make sure I have time, and you guys need to make sure you have time for the people that love you. None of this stuff matters if we're not spending time with them. So, date night for us could be it's not always going out to dinner. We might grab something in, Netflix and chill, go take a walk, go take the dog somewhere. It's going to be that. Go to a movie. Anybody got any good date night ideas? What as opposed to just going out to dinner all the time? I'd love to see that in the chat, by the way. Might have something for you. Salt Escape, Mari, very good, very good. Go dancing. I like that, Tamika. That's good. Cook together. All right, Courtney, loving that. Cooking class, paint class, pickleball. All right, couples massage. Love this stuff, guys. Love this stuff. So I think I might let Tony pick her best one. And Tony, whoever the best one is, are getting these cool watermelon socks. So Tony, you get to pick. All right, moving on. Let's get to the next slide. All right, so this here is an example of what an ideal structure may look. And we're going to build this schedule out. I'm going to show you guys in a second. But this here is partially from a successful real estate agent out of Texas by the name of David Fleitas. He actually does a little bit of this, and then I kind of modified it to show some of the things that the core does. But let's talk about the team meeting. You guys will notice every day I show a team meeting. Most of you don't have a team, but that should be the time that you set aside that 15 minutes a day. If it's just you, just look at your schedule, determine what is most important. Very good. Top Golf. Good job, Tony. So Tony chose Top Golf because her husband likes to golf. So love that. So whoever got that gets those watermelon socks. Now, let's talk about structure, team schedule, team meeting. If you are a one-man band, then you should still spend about 15 minutes in the morning to look and see where you're at. How many leads are you at? How many leads do you need? What's going on today? What do you need today? Most of the days that you guys are going to see that I'm going to go through involve some sort of phone call. So as we go through here, we're looking at VIP calls on a Monday, current client updates on a Tuesday, lead calls and updates on a Wednesday. So maybe you're spending part of that 15 minutes going, what am I going to call these guys about? Let's talk about VIPs for a second. These particular theme days that are on this list that I'm going to show you how to schedule in a minute are exactly how the core training teaches their agents to have theme days and things to focus on for the day to build their business. VIP calls. So you should always have a VIP list. A VIP list are people that are very important to you that can refer you business. Now, who's going to make the VIP list? Your accountant, your financial planner, your hairdresser, your think about the people that you do business with, your pastor, your priest, your mom, your brother. These are all people that should be on a VIP list, people that you will take care of and want to have a deeper relationship with. What does a call look like to a VIP list? Let's say that I'm calling my accountant Frank and I say, "Hey Frank, how you doing? How's things going? I know you're in the heat of tax time. That's great. What did you guys do for vacation before you got into tax time? Are you properly staffed? And by the way, is there anything I can help you out with?" Now I'm fishing for the staffing because what accountants struggle with this time of year, staffing. Could I maybe find out he needs some staffing and help him out? My whole purpose in making a VIP call is how can I help you and then earn the right to ask for business. So, hey, he needs somebody. Cool. Can you tell me what you're looking for? I'll put it out to my database and see if I can find you to somebody to come in and do reception work temporarily. Cool. Whatever it is, you're looking for a bookkeeper, fine. But once I find out what that need is from the VIP, then I have the right to say, hey, by the way, Frank, when you're meeting with your clients this tax season, if you see anybody that you know probably doesn't have a great mortgage situation, or God forbid is making a fortune of money and not a homeowner, you know what to do. Please give them our name, number. Please keep us in mind. Now, that's our Monday calls, obviously. Tuesday, current client updates are pretty easy. You're working with any buyers. This is the day you're going to be talking to your buyers. So, any buyers that you have, all day Tuesday, you should be talking to every one of the buyers that you have actively on a search and anybody you have listings with, anybody you're holding a listing with, giving them an update either on how their transaction's going if they're under contract, or just, hey, what's going on in the market? We had a bunch of showings, we didn't have showings. This is the day to call your current clients you're working with. Wednesday, talk about hot leads and prospects. That's the day to follow up on the people that you aren't actively showing a home, that you haven't actively listed. The people that you know are about to do something, this should be that list of people on Wednesday that you're calling. Thursday, your theme day is going to be database calls. That's going to be people that are in your database, likely people you've already closed transactions with, or if you're a newer agent or just haven't closed a lot, I always call it your wedding list. Your wedding list, your Facebook group list, whatever. There should be a list of people that you know you, that you can call and interact with. And it's somewhat similar to what we did with the VIP people. Hey, how are you doing? How's life going? How you handling this cold weather? Cool. Is there anything that you're doing around the house coming up? You should always have people that you can refer. Anything you're doing in the house this summer, you got any vacations planned, whatever, I'll find a way to help them and then ask them for help. Last but not least, on Friday, we talk about business people and builder calls. I think builders are probably an I should say, greatly overlooked revenue source for real estate agents. Number one, if there's somebody building in the market where I show homes, I want to find out if they're willing to work with me. I want to see what product they're offering because what if I have a buyer that's perfect for the product and I already know they're going to pay my commission? But I'll give you another tip on working with builders. One of the core real estate agents down in Orlando partnered up with a couple of builders. And how did she partner up with them? Builders sales reps will meet people that, and again, we're thinking about a subdivision where it's a little bit higher. Most people that are coming into that subdivision are move up buyers. People are coming to that subdivision say, oh my God, I love this, but I still got my house to sell. She made millions of dollars on that sales rep handing out her card and saying, oh, if you need to sell, you got to use Basel. he's the guy. If you need to sell, this is the guy you want to talk to. He'll get your house sold, and now you can come into our subdivision and make that sale. Open houses and family day. Obviously, you can do open houses if you don't have enough leads. We all know open houses are a good way to get leads. Now, all right. This is the routine for a little bit of my routine, and then what's under the time blocking is a little bit of my friend Dave's routine and how he handles things. I'm going to go over just briefly. I'm a morning person. I get up early, I exercise, I do some meditation, I take care of my pup, and then I also try to do the miracle morning. Am I 100% no? It is in my schedule. I do try to avoid social media and emails. I know if I get into social media, it cuts into the things that are more important to me, like the miracle morning and exercising and everything else. My buddy Dave, who set up a little bit of this PowerPoint for us, these are some of the things he does during the week. But here's the fun stuff. Now we're going to get into what the schedule looks like. Now, I color code my schedule. You guys are actually looking at my real schedule for yesterday, today, and tomorrow. You'll notice it's highly color coded. You'll also notice some things are kind of over each other, and I'll talk about that in a second. Hopefully you guys can see this. Right after this, we're going to show you what the colors mean, and then we're going to show you essentially how to build your own. Now, green time. On that Wednesday, I show LaTip. I'm a LaTip member. There's a LaTip over here in Schaumburg. It's a great thing. Got a bunch of contractors, a lot of business has changed his hands there. And that's green time for me because I'm with people that can refer me and do refer me business. Shortly thereafter, one of our real estate partners, Griffin, wanted to come see the office. It's green time because we definitely share some business back and forth. Then right after that, I had our team meeting. So team meeting is in red, and we'll talk about the color coding shortly. But red means that I'm not working with an agent directly. I'm not working with a borrower directly. I'm not working with a builder. Not talking to anybody about business, but I am working, just happens to be on the business, not in the business. So this gives you a quick idea of a color. You guys will notice on the 29th, tonight is date night. It is TBD, but we kind of already know what we're doing. It's not Top Golf or dancing, but it's going to be a little Netflix and chill. All right, but that's a little bit of an example. Let's talk about the color coding. I want you guys to pick colors that make sense to you. So green for me, sales time, which you should be scheduling a minimum of 2 hours of sales time a day, 2 hours in talking to people who you can sell homes to or sell homes for. That's my money making time. I leave it as green. Makes a lot of sense to me. Meetings are red. Meetings are red, A, because I'm not selling anybody in meetings, and it's keeping me out of that. Also, the other thing with red with me, I don't want a lot of meetings. So I don't want to see a lot of red if I can avoid it. With all the roles and hats that I wear, sometimes it's unavoidable. Core coaching for me, you guys know I'm coached by the core, so that's got its own color. If cross country's got something I need to attend, that's going to be pink. And then my availability for our Calendly, if somebody wants to get on my schedule, that you'll see some blue. And last but not least, you guys will find something out about me personally. I like the color orange. Go Bears, you name it. But orange for me is my personal time just because it stands out. All right. Now we get to move to our Excel spreadsheet and go build one of these. Let's do this. All right, you guys. Can you guys see the sheet? Oh, okay, good. Can you guys see the sheet? Give me a yes, go Bears. Thank Vatsada. All right, everybody can see the sheet. I'm going to shrink this out a little bit just so everybody can see. All right, so here's Thursday's daily schedule. You guys can schedule your, I'm going to show you how to build the schedule. The very first and foremost thing that I want to put into this schedule is my personal stuff. So personal stuff for me. So tonight, date night. So we put that in there. So I typed it in there. By the way, this is fluid. I'd love to say it's every Thursday, but because events, this is just not happening. It's not guaranteed. That's why I got to look at it. There's orange. There you go. That's why I got to look at it. Let's say that I know we're going to a movie or something, or I want to maybe block out some more time. I can always make that orange. There we go. The other thing that's personal to me is going to be, let's see, let's click on this, working out, workout slash miracle morning. Cool. So now the way the schedule says, it says 5:30. I'm usually up a little earlier than that, but you guys will make that adjustment when you can. And then I'm usually, no matter what, I will do that for orange. Usually, no matter what, usually in the shower, 7:30 out the door. This morning I had a networking event, and the networking event is a place where I did that on our practice too. It's funny. It's a place where I can do some networking. I've been part of that particular group for a couple of decades. That's an hour and a half session. It is green, so we'll build that out as green. And then 9:15, we had our Big Rocks meeting. You notice we call it a Big Rocks meeting because we're trying to address the most important things of the day, not the little stuff. We want to address the Big Rocks meeting, and that is going to be red. Oh, not red in that. We want to make that red here. Make it red so you guys can see. So our team meeting, and again, I have it capped off, the team meeting. The next thing for me today is for mortgages. Today is our customer calling day. So for me today, I should be calling my past customer and database, and our customer calling day went for about right up to this. Seeing you guys, yeah, I would consider this for us. This is sales time. We get people that come to our events and our trainings and go, hey, I really love what you do, and I'd like to do some more business with you. So I am going to consider this event a green time, and I'm going to show time blocking. Time blocking. Oops. Click. There we go. And then Tony printed out. Oh, do I have it, Tony? Let's see here. Gonna see the rest of the day. Oh, there it is. Got it. Too much paper around here. So we'll show you guys how to build it. So here through about 4:30, we were gonna do, today's a big customer call day for us. Customer calls, and then we did that. So that's there. Now, the only thing about this customer call day is I've originally scheduled it as customer call, but Tony has the right to put her marketing meeting in whenever she needs to get with me. So we do have a marketing meeting with her, and we go through all of our projects and all of our planning, but in that meeting, I like it to be a half hour, but sometimes it can run an hour. So we're going to show that meeting as red. So we got our marketing meeting. And at 4:30, we are going to try to record some of our videos for the week. And recording videos, who can give me a guess what color recording videos is? Throw out a color. Anybody want to throw out a color? Might still have, anybody want to give me a color for recording videos? Pink, purple, nope. Blue, green. We got our recording of videos. Red, Nia. Good job, Nia. All right, Nia, I'm going to get you. Let's see here. I think you'd like this. How about the leadership? I got to put it there. The Jocko Willink's Leadership Strategy and Tactics book. So that is a good book. I've read it. That'll go to Nia. You were right with the first red. That is going to be a red item because, again, I don't necessarily make any money recording videos because the video is not going to come back to me and say, hey, Rich, I need a mortgage. Just is what it is. And last but not least, yeah, we're going to call availability. So I do make myself available to our team and the people in our region. And I think we showed you guys that that was on the previous slide. Call availability was blue. So let's see here. That should be blue. And voila, we have built out essentially what is my entire day. All scheduled, all neat, all tidy. Everything is awesome. Questions about this? You're welcome, Nia. Questions about this day. Now, is there a lot of flexibility in this thing? Jeff, what do you eat? Well, I'm actually joining you guys in eating Jimmy John's. So we're joining you guys in eating Jimmy John's. So, oh, when do you eat? Sorry. I will be eating between right after the time blocking. So we'll eat the sandwich. And I didn't schedule a lunch. Look, if you want to schedule a lunch because you need time to decompress, I could clearly have put 1 to 1:30 for lunch. But honestly, I'll probably make some notes about our calls today with you guys. I'll eat lunch while I'm doing it and then just jump right into it. I'm just, for me, I'm not going to just go walk off and have lunch. But hey, if that doesn't work for you guys, that's fine. When do you sleep? Thanks, Milos. I do appreciate that. No, honestly, usually in bed by no later than 10. And the alarm goes off about 4:40 in the morning. I figured I did something. I did something originally where I couldn't get everything I wanted to get done in the morning based on whatever time I had set my alarm. So the way I figured out the way this time fell out and the way I figured out is I would move the clock up 10 minutes and if it didn't happen in a week, I'd go and move it up another 10 minutes. It didn't happen a week, and whatever time I was getting up, which might have been 6:30, where I finally said, I'm not setting this clock any earlier was about 4:40 in the morning. And if I get up at 4:40, I can do everything that I want to do in the morning and still make it on time, even if it's a 7 o'clock networking event or not having to be at 8:30. I know I got a little bit of extra time, but I found a time in the morning that alarm goes off that allows me to do the things that I want to do. Let's see here. So that's that. All right, we have to get back to, I think I could be going right back there. Okay. So we did that. Do Excel. Oh, do we use Excel for the calendar? We gave you guys an Excel spreadsheet, but we are using Outlook. Google, my realtor friend who was doing this, he was using Google. So yeah, we talked about that. So this is the stuff that I'm glad you guys stuck around for because this stuff's important. We're going to talk about knowing your numbers and then how we doing on time. Oh, we're going to be right on time. Number one job as a real estate agent. You guys might have thought it was to sell houses. Me, you thought it was maybe to do mortgages. It's generate leads because without leads, we don't sell houses and we don't do mortgages. Your number one job is to generate leads. That's bar none because we have no clients, no contract, nothing. All the goals that you have might not have included the number of leads. Well, let's talk about how that's going to look. Let's get you guys to the next. So this is the realtor vision. I modified this a little bit from the core. I want to focus on the numbers that are coming up on the next slide. But if your plan was to do 2 sides a month, that means you want to do 24 sales in a year. If your plan was to do 4 sides a month, that means you're going to do 48 sales. Now, I'm not going to get into the acronyms in here. That's really a core thing. The more I think about it, it's not super relevant. We'll talk about it on the next slide. Closing ratio. Your closing ratio, tell me if you know what your closing ratio is. Your closing ratio means the number of leads you get versus the number of closings you have. Who knows their closing ratios? Who knows their closing ratio? Who knows the closing ratio? Linda doesn't know it. 98%. Come on, Nia. You being honest with us? 98%. So that means no matter what, somebody comes to you, you're closing 98% of your leads. So everybody's approved. I love Nia. I mean, she does send me business, so maybe everybody is approved, but I will tell you in my world, it just doesn't work that way, unfortunately. So Tamara doesn't know. Hard for you guys to calculate. Okay, cool. No problem. Where the industry feels you guys should be at as realtors is about 25%. That means that if you get 4 warm leads, you're closing 25% of them. I'm not talking about 4 listing appointments. I'm like 4 people who have come to you and said, hey, Nia, I want to talk to you about buying a house. Hey, Nia, can you tell me about buying property? That's certainly a lead. Your closing is getting obviously paid on that. Now, 25% is what they say the industry average is. Look, if yours is higher, and those of you who know, that's awesome. But let's go to the next slide. If you want to do 24 transactions and your conversion from a warm lead, not an ad, that's a whole other conversation, but from a warm lead is 25%, then you need 96 leads. So these are the numbers that you need to know. Those of you who know your numbers can take your percentages and apply it to what we're talking about right here. If I want to close 24 transactions and I know I'm going to close 25% of the people I come into contact that raise their hand and say, Rich, I want to talk to you, ask you questions about buying, or I want to list your house and I'm going to close, literally close 25% of them, I need 96 leads. In Chicago, the average sales price was determined, I forget where I got the stat, but it was either, I don't know, one of the Chicago boards or something. Sales price out here was 360,000. So if I do 24 transactions at 360,000, I'm going to do 8.6 million. My volume per month is 720,000. My gross commission income is 18,000, and I'm going to make 216,000 a year. Know your numbers, guys. Leads is where everything starts. Your goals and your plans should have included how do I get leads, and then track those leads, track your conversions. It's just simple, 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 simple math. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, nice. Okay. All right. So Anthony says he's 100%. So my question for Anthony at 100% is, are you closing the number of sides that you want? Because if you're not, and that's for anybody, I'm not picking on him, but look, if he's 100% and he's only closing 6 for the year, but he wanted 12, he needs more leads, which means he would have to go outside of those people that he knows. So you got to have more leads. Is that 100%, Anthony, getting you to your goal? It's my only question. If it isn't, then you need more leads. Now, again, math is pretty simple. If you want to do 48 transactions, get yourself ready to start having a team, you need 192 leads to do that. So 192 leads broken down into, where's my calculator? 192 divided by 12. That means you got to have 16 warm leads a month. Divide that by 4 weeks. That's 4 warm leads a week. Now, if I'm looking at my schedule and I know I only got 2 warm leads last week, but my goal is to do 48 transactions, that means I need 6 warm leads this week. I better work harder. I might have to work more than the 30 hours that you guys are averaging, because I got to get my leads up. Knowing your numbers is critical. And again, math does not lie. All right. Here's the monthly. So if I need 8 leads a month to do the 96, this goes back to our first example. 8 leads a month times 12, 96 leads a year, 96 leads, 25% conversion rate, 24. Math is pretty simple. Now, part of your plan should also include, where the heck are the leads coming from? We talked about some places you can get leads from. VIPs, past clients, current client referrals is what a CCR stands for. Past client referrals. So what's the difference between the two? Often confused. Current client referral is somebody that you literally have listed right now. And while you have them listed, you're asking them if they have anybody else they know who's looking to buy or sell. That is a current client referral. A past client referral would be somebody you have already closed who said, hey, I love you. You did a great job for me. My coworker needs your advice. Cool. That's a past client referral. Personal friend, that should be in your database, or maybe your personal friend's part of your VIP because they're an influential person. Know where those leads are coming from. We show you the other example. We just multiplied out. If you wanted to do 4 sides, you need 16 leads a month to get the 4 sides. And we pretty much just doubled this part. Okay, let me go back 1 second. Anybody have any questions about the leads? Oh, I do more investors. Oh, I see. That's good. That makes sense. Tamara, okay, good. 100%, 70%. Okay, good. Good, good, good. I don't think I missed anything. If you guys have any questions that I missed, because the chat's been super, super active, and I really appreciate that. Throw me out a question out there. I might still have some stuff piled up to give away. So throw me out a question over there. I want to talk about something that we've talked about a little bit. We're going to likely do a class. We haven't determined where this class is going to be, or it'll be Zoom, but we likely do that. Um, Solar, I understand, is a very polarizing topic when it comes to real estate agents. And the biggest reason that an agent might be against solar is because they've run into these leases. Actually, let's do this. Tony, we should have made a poll. We should have created a poll. Tony, can we do a poll in a short amount of notice? Let's find out.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. So, voice from nowhere. That's awesome. All right. So, Tony, create a poll for me. How many agents like or dislike solar? So, solar is very polarizing, as I said. People either love it or hate it. Now, I'm going to talk about why you guys hate it while Tony's getting ready to put the poll out there. For real estate agents, one of the reasons they hate it is because they've either had a listing where clients have solar and the list, and that also means they have a 20-year lease or some mortgage or whatever. Tony's got the poll up. Do you like solar? Yes or no? I kind of want to see where we land. Ooh, a lot of no's. That's okay. I kind of want to know who my audience is. The issue on solar is this. Under the program I'm about to talk to you guys, there is no 20-year lease. There is no second lien. There's none of that stuff. This program, for the 25% or so that of you guys that are okay with it, will allow the homeowner to buy it outright. So they own it. When they sell it, it goes with the home. There's no additional baggage. Now, why am I talking about solar? Well, we've got a company that will give our buyer, FHA only, give our buyer 5% of the purchase price as a credit for down payment or closing costs. And the 5% is not going to be a long-term mortgage like IDA. In fact, it is forgiven in 90 days. There is another program we use where they are given, it's another program we have where they're given a 1099 and then a tax credit to wash, whatever. Either way, this is going to be their money to do whatever they want with. Now, what I love, the first two loans that we did under this program, the client's credit scores were 598 and 600. I will tell you something about IDA, they don't lend on those credit scores. So if you have somebody who came to you and said, hey, I just got turned down for IDA, but because I have a 602 score, or the other IDA issue is I make too much money. Like, hey, I just make too much money. I'm not going to qualify for IDA because we make over 144,000 or whatever the number is exactly right now. This program doesn't care. This is a true FHA loan written under true FHA guidelines. If you didn't know, FHA will go down to a 580 score with as little as 3.5% down, but the program gets better. Well, how could it get better, Rich? If you sell this client a property where the roof is a little old, might need to be updated, certainly going to need to be updated to have solar, guess what? They're going to roll the repairs for the roof into the solar package, and ultimately your client's going to get solar, a new roof, and savings. And by the way, we should have corrected this on the slide. The first program that we had was 3.5% up to 13,000. We have a brand new program that does this that's up to 5% of the purchase price, no limit. Whatever the purchase price is, that's what they're going to get. Again, this is an FHA program only, and we don't have income restrictions. We don't have credit score restrictions. It is a phenomenal program. We became aware of it because, as I mentioned to you guys, we processed for other branch. Our St. Louis branch closed two of these, both with credit scores below 640. And we now have two in our pipeline, and we just started talking about this. If your clients are short on money, or they don't qualify for IDA, or they don't want the second lien that IDA is going to put on their property for 10 years or longer, this program works, and it's really effective, and it will save them money. Jill said, "Wait, what about the roof?" I think I covered that, so I'm not sure when that one dropped in. So yeah, but if you have an FHA buyer that is short of money, let's talk to the easiest thing to do is ask your client what they think about solar. Now I'm going to share something which was a comment made by my St. Louis manager, but I thought it was appropriate. I said, "How do you approach a client?" This you guys could use too on this program. How do you approach a client about solar? And she says straight up what she asks them is, "How do you feel about solar?" Just what I did with you guys right here. Clients, her response was this: clients with less of a credit score, let's say 598, 600, 602, whatever, they like free stuff. Guess what? The solar is financed into the loan. They get energy savings and they're about to pick up 3.5 to 5%. People with lower credit scores like free stuff. She goes, she hasn't had anybody say, "I hate solar." Again, you guys have had some challenges with it because of transactions. There's no lease in this program, there's no second lien. It's included in the financing and purchased outright. Um, so Jill asked about needing a roof. So when the solar installer goes out there, so what happens is they indicate to us they want solar. We hook them up with the company that coordinates this. The company does a excuse me. They do a Google satellite look at the house to determine the number of panels and actually what it looks like. They will then send somebody out, an installer, to get up on that roof and kind of take a look at the condition of the roof. That person could come back to the company and say, "Hey, look, if we're going to do this roof, we need to make these repairs." That ends up being part of the solar installation bid. So they get the roof repairs and the solar. Now, they may back the panels off because there's a certain budget for this stuff. So if it's a big roof repair, maybe they don't get like a full panel setup, but they will still get the panels and the repair included in it. So hopefully that helps. Bye, Linda. What if the home already has been solar? Can help you, Nia. This is about new solar installs as far as that's concerned. The program doesn't work for condos for obvious reasons. It does work for modular homes. It does work for new construction. As a matter of fact, the one of the two that we did in St. Louis was new construction. There's a lot of really cool things about this program. So the other thing that I can do is I can also refinance an IDA loan and add solar to it under the program, and they still get the grant on the refinance. So that actually ends up getting applied towards the solar, the down payment assistance, 3.5 to 5%. We can use it on the refinance and it'll just reduce the amount that they're financing on the solar. Anyway, that being said, I have some agents who are using that. I know one of Mari's clients is using it, and we've got another one here if you guys have some interest in it. If you got any FHA buyers who are looking for assistance and maybe don't fit the IDA box, perfect program. Let's see. We talked about that. Any other questions from anybody? I think I have a slide that says questions. There we go. Q&A slide. So there we go. End the poll. We should, yeah, okay. Yeah, we were, by the way, on the poll results, about 20% of you guys said that you were okay with solar. And again, I know why. I know it's polarizing, but look, if it's a program that can help you get somebody into a home and the clients are okay with it, why not look at it? Upcoming events, last thing I got. Ooh, a little late. Sorry about that, guys. Let's get you out of here. We will do a webinar on the Sunny Savings Program, and we will be, our next Lunch and Learn is HomeBot. HomeBot's a great tool for marketing to your database. That's going to be February 18th at 12. We'll send you a follow-up link in the email. Thank you guys. Sorry for running late, and I will see you next time. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Reach out to me if you need more information on any of this stuff. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Thanks. Bye.